Sasuke Uchiha is one of the most important characters in the whole Naruto franchise. The anti-hero of the series, Sasuke has been it all: the villain, the hero, and, finally, an anti-hero that beautifully complements Naruto's heroic ideals. On top of that, Sasuke is also one of the strongest characters in the whole series. A lot of his powers and abilities stem from the fact that he can use the Rinnegan. But what if Sasuke were unable to use the Rinnegan? Would he be equally strong? In this article, we are going to tell you just how strong Sasuke Uchiha is without his Rinnegan. We are going to go over his powers and abilities, the Rinnegan excluded, and thereby reveal and explain to you just how powerful he is. We are also going to answer some additional questions related to his powers and abilities. Sasuke has always been considered capable of picking up most ninja abilities quite easily. His performance at the Ninja Academy was exceptional, as he was considered the best student in his class. During the test of the bells, he was the only one who managed to touch one and put his teacher, Kakashi Hatake, in some trouble. He proved to be above average Chunin during the first part. He was able to masterfully stop the Demon Brothers, a duo of Chunin-level hitmen by himself, towering over his peers. Later, having passed the Chakra Forest test, he gains a notable increase in his abilities, enough to be even for a slight moment with Haku. Before the Chunin exam, Sasuke stopped Kankuro with a pebble, and made it look easy, something that interested Gaara. During the exams, he showed his hidden potential by defeating Orochimaru, who had taken possession of Shior's body with an incredible combination of ninja skills, with extreme taijutsu, the use of his Sharingan, and the fire element. In the sections that follow, we are going to see just how powerful Sasuke is without his Rinnegan. Chakra control. Sasuke possesses large amounts of chakra, being able to perform a strong fire release technique at a young age. In the second part, his chakra levels increased greatly, being able to summon a giant snake like Manda, and use the Chidori several times in a single day, a big change considering that before he could only do it twice a day. While repeatedly developing and using the Mangekyo Sharingan using chakra-draining techniques, Sasuke effectively fought multiple battles during the Kage gathering before succumbing to exhaustion, noting that his chakra became much darker and colder than when using the Curse Seal of Heaven, as stated by Karen, in part due to the influence of the Curse of Hatred. After obtaining Itachi's eyes and awakening the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, his chakra pool increased much more to the point of using several high-level techniques, depleting only during his battle against Naruto. The quality and power of Sasuke's chakra is incredibly strong among even the Uchiha members due to him being the reincarnation of Indra Otsutsuki, so his chakra runs in him. During the second part, his control over chakra grew as he was able to use various powerful techniques with one hand, and his chakra is so powerful that he was able to free himself from Danzo's cursed tongue eradication jutsu. Later, after meeting Hagoromo, Sasuke received part of his powerful chakra, being able to increase the power of his techniques, as well as giving him special properties such as being able to touch Madara Uchiha's shadow. Can Sasuke use the 6 paths of pain without the Rinnegan? Although Sasuke managed to keep some of his Rinnegan-related powers and abilities even after losing the latter, the 6 paths of pain are not among them. Since only ever had access to the 6 paths thanks to his Rinnegan, with the loss of the latter, he also lost the ability to use these 6 techniques concurrently. Ninjutsu. He mastered the fire release, great fireball technique at the age of 7, after only a week of training, which earned him praise from his father. He also knows how to use fire release, Phoenix Sage fire technique, which he sometimes combines with Shuriken to make it more powerful. He uses fire release to also heat up the sky so he can use his most powerful, Kirin, attack. His great fireball is superior to Itachi's, because during their fight Sasuke prevailed against his. His mastery of fire release is hereditary, because all members of the Uchiha clan have a fire release chakra nature. Like Kakashi, Sasuke masters lightning release. His first lightning release technique was the Chidori. He could only use the Chidori twice at first, but after Orochimaru's training, he could surely use it more times. Again, thanks to Orochimaru, he was able to make an improved version of the flapping Chidori, which he can cast around his body or at a distance with his hand. He can also pour his lightning chakra into his blade to cause spasms in anyone he slices. He can also create a lightning blade for 5 meters. His most powerful attack is called Kirin, with which he causes a gigantic explosion thanks to the lightning in the clouds, which he controls, and which he knocks down on his opponent, but it requires the heating of the clouds with a fire release technique. Itachi would have succumbed if he hadn't used Susanoo. He seems to be able to use the blaze release, but it is unknown how he got it, whether it is a combination of primary chakra natures or a nature available through the Mangekyo Sharingan. He can manipulate the black flames of the Amaterasu to defend himself and counterattack. He can also combine it with his Susanoo to increase the power of his attacks, or with Naruto's wind release, Raisin Shuriken, to increase the power of their respective attacks tenfold. After receiving chakra from the Rakuto Sannin, Sasuke can create a Chidori with black lightning like the one he used with the Cursed Seal Level 2 Dojutsu. Sasuke first used the Sharingan with Otomo when he was 7 years old, during his brother's massacre of the Uchiha. When he was about to pass out, he pulled himself together and threw 2 kunai at Itachi's headband before fainting. He used the Sharingan with 2 Tomo during his fight against Haku. From then on, he copied several fighting techniques or styles, including Lee's Lotus Flower when he had only seen him in action once, and he even imitated Lee's style after just a month of intensive training. He used the Mangekyo Sharingan after his fight against Itachi. He quickly learned his new powers under the aegis of Madara. With the fight against Hachibi, he overpowered Amaterasu, and was able to put out the flames with his eye when even Itachi was unable to. He further showed Itachi his superiority over Amaterasu's control against the Raikage by manipulating the flames into a shield. He used Susanoo for the first time against Gaara, Kankuro, Temari and Darui. It was initially incomplete, but he completed it against Danzo due to an outburst of anger. Against the Raikage, he used Susanoo's skeleton to protect himself from his taijutsu. Against Danzo, he could shoot very fast arrows, enough to force him to use his Inagi all the time. Against Kakashi, again due to an outburst of anger, he almost completed it, but due to the overuse of his eyes, he failed to do so. However, we noticed that Sasuke's final Susanoo looks exactly like Itachi's, and that he had a shield similar to Yada's mirror of Itachi's final Susanoo, and a gourd like Itachi's. In the manga, all this is not visible, but in the anime, yes. He then asked for Itachi's eyes, which Tobi implanted in him. After a while, Sasuke got tired of waiting and killed White Zetsu, who was trying to stop him from getting out, with a saber made from Amaterasu's flames which consumed Zetsu. We then saw that Sasuke's Susanoo had somehow undergone an evolution of a higher level, well beyond all his former Susanoo. Sasuke's now has a sword similar to Itachi's, but made of Amaterasu's flames, an impressive and gigantic light-colored shield, and an eerie black ball containing black flames, which he can use to create Susanoo projectiles, made in flames of Amaterasu. He can also give Susanoo a lower part, giving her a tail-like size and similar power by stabilizing her Susanoo. He can also create a pair of wings to fly. Taijutsu. Although not his favorite style of combat, Sasuke's taijutsu was at a very high level since the beginning of the series. This was first shown in the Bell test with Kakashi, who was so shocked that he couldn't even read the Ika Ika Paradise as he defended against the attacks. After mastering tree training, he engaged Haku in a taijutsu match, easily outmatching him at his normal speed and blocking his attacks, forcing the masked man to make use of ice crystals. His abilities drastically improved after his first meeting with Rock Lee. By copying some of Lee's moves, he was able to perform the Lion Rush. Under Kakashi's tutelage, he improved his taijutsu to match Lee's taijutsu. With this augmentation, he was able to overwhelm Gaara in their initial fight. He was also able to put up a fight against the Sound 4 for a good amount of time. At various times they fought, Sasuke bested Naruto in hand-to-hand combat. After his time under Orochimaru's guidance, Sasuke further improved his taijutsu, learning how to use the strong fist technique. His increase in skill allowed him to easily defeat hundreds of sound ninjas in a single battle without taking any damage to himself and without killing them. He was also able to hold off Itachi and taijutsu during their fight. In the anime, he was also able to hold his own against Kakashi in a taijutsu fight on the Samurai Bridge. Jinjutsu. Although initially his Jinjutsu skills were somewhat decadent, compared to his brother and given Sasuke's inexperience in the early part of the story, Sasuke was able to see through some low-level Jinjutsu. In the second part, His Jinjutsu rose to a very high level, utilizing the Sharingan Jinjutsu, in which he makes direct eye contact with his enemy, enclosing them in a Jinjutsu to interrogate and or paralyze them. Such was the case when he used it against C and a Yatsuki clan ninja. His ability with Jinjutsu has reached the point of engaging in a confrontation with Itachi only in Jinjutsu, being the second incredibly skilled in this ninja specialty. During his battle, Sasuke was able to counter Itachi's Tsukuyomi Mangekyo Sharingan, using only his standard Sharingan. He was even able to free a person from a Jinjutsu using his Sharingan Jinjutsu, as demonstrated when he and his brother each freed the sound Jinjutsu in their battle with Kabuto. After getting his own Mangekyo Sharingan, Sasuke was able to perform Jinjutsu, being able to immobilize B and trick Danzo for half of their entire battle to the end. Despite this, Danzo noted that Sasuke's Tsukuyomi does not compare to his brother Itachi's, stating that it is far less than his brother's.